Hey guys, how are you doing? Is iPad Air with the M1 chipset still a worth buying option or not? Recently, I have published a video about iPad 10th generation and iPad 9th generation, whether you should consider buying it in 2025 or, which one will be the best buy. In this episode, I also have an Apple Pencil alternative suggestion. Like if you are a student or someone who is looking for basic note taking purposes and some sketch works, then you may consider such third party pencil alternative at very cheaper cost. When it comes to the design and display aspect of iPad Air with the M1 chipset, it has that iPad Pro like boxy design, and in rear we have the 12 megapixel rear camera that is meant mainly for document scanning purposes. It has the top and bottom dual speaker system, and at the bottom we have the USB-C port, and at the sides we have the volume rockers, and the power button at the top also has the fingerprint scanner, a touch ID feature that lets you to authenticate and unlock your iPad. When it comes to the display, it is very similar to the iPad 10th generation, which is 2360 by 1640 resolution with 264 ppi and 500 nits brightness, but where it actually stands out is the fully laminated display with anti-reflective coating. So it won't be too glossy in bright environments, which is one thing I have highlighted in iPad 10th generation and iPad 9th generation video that recently published in our channel. I'll leave the link to those episodes in the description and in the first comment. Also, useful iPad accessories like the stylus and cases in the comment, so you can check them out if you want to. And the display on iPad Air with the M1 processor is pretty sufficient for everyday usage. It is definitely a high quality display. You cannot expect the Pro model like display experience. It's a 60Hz display but delivers excellent performance with the color accuracy, and for media consumption and while viewing texts and images, you will not see any quality loss or issues with every day-to-day usage. And the camera is meant for document scanning purposes. You can of course take photos in emergency cases, and the detail and everything looks pretty good. And being the 12 megapixel sensor, it does deliver good results with indoor and outdoor usage in situations like where we need to take photos of the documents or take some photos of any important events and moments. As you can see, the text, even when you zoom them, it won't be pixelated or you will not see any break in the font. It is well adjusted in the way that it will look sharp and clear while browsing the web and if you're using it for reading. As it have the M1 chipset, it is Apple Intelligence compatible. Right now in the beta, Apple Intelligence is not a perfect thing, but it will improve, and this iPad Air with M1 chipset released on 2022 will definitely be a good choice when you want to use the Apple Intelligence features. The keyboard on the iPad also perfect if you're using it with case or using it directly on the screen. It will definitely be a good one. It hides of course half of the screen. You can of course connect any Bluetooth keyboard and use the full screen experience if you want to. There are two storage options available when you're looking for used iPad Air M1 processor, a new one. It will come with 64 GB or 256 GB storage space, so you can choose according to the price difference and your budget. If this is going to be your first iPad, then the common question people ask is whether can we manage the files easier similar to Android. Of course, it is not exactly like Android. The iPad OS is not designed that way, but the file manager and all other features are getting improved with each major release, and you can connect pen drives or SSD drives on the USB-C port, do the drag and drop file transfer between the storage drive or to the iPad storage. And I'll also leave some useful links in the description and the first comment to Amazon where you can buy this stylus that a friend of mine is using for quite some time with this iPad Air, and it is very cheaper cost compared to the Apple Pencil. We don't have all the features that Apple Pencil delivers, but if your purpose is going to be note taking and few sketch works and you're looking for some budget alternative without breaking your wallet, then definitely this third party stylus or Apple Pencil alternative can be considered to use with your iPad Air or other iPad models. If you want to experience the Apple pencil, the features, the pressure sensitive drawings with some professional level drawings with Procreate and other applications, then you may consider the Apple Pencil, which will definitely be the perfect choice. Otherwise, this type of stylus will be sufficient for most users. When it comes to the buying suggestion, if you are able to find iPad Air M1 processor, with M1 chip in a used condition, 1 year or 1.5 years used, and with good pricing difference compared to the M2 chipset, which is the latest one Apple have released, then you may consider buying it and use it for another 4 to 5 years without any issues. But if the price difference is not that much compared to the latest M2 iPad Air model, then you may consider the M2 model over the new M1 iPad Air model that some sellers may still have stock in their shop. And about the case, a pencil holder stylus case is what my friend is actually using, and he find it very comfortable, carrying it with his bag. And I have some recommendations. We'll leave them in the comments. You can check them out. It acts as a protective case. You can get some similar cases so that you can protect the display and backside from any accidental damages or incidents that could cause physical damage. When it comes to the buying suggestion, if you ask me whether you should go for the used or new iPad Air M1 processor, as you can find some stocks in the shop, my suggestion is compare the price difference, and if it is not that much, you can go for the new one. If you are seeing good difference with the used model, then go with the used iPad Air M1. As I said earlier, it will be good to use for another 4 to 5 years without any issues, as it has the M1 chipset. The M2 chipset model is still an optional, but if you can find good deals, like in Amazon, you can see it's sold around $500. So only if you can find M1 chipset iPad Air model around $400 or lesser than that, you may consider that model. Otherwise, if the budget isn't a problem to you, then go with the iPad Air M2 processor model that brings few other features and 1 or 2 years extra iPad OS software update that could help you over long term of usage. Other than that, I think iPad Air M1 chip is still a worthy buying option for students, people who do sketch works, and for everyday media consumption without spending too much on your next iPad. If you're using iPad Air M1 chipset, the 5th generation, do share your thoughts in the comment section. It could help more users to make their purchase decision. Thank you so much for watching. For more useful iPhone, iPad and Mac related tips and tricks, don't forget to subscribe. Have a wonderful day.